All right, let's just jump right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to explore one of the absolute most mind-bending, paradigm-shifting concepts you will probably ever encounter. We're unpacking this fascinating framework that asks a really simple, but honestly staggering question. What if humanity, the Earth, and our entire galaxy are just tiny passengers within a much, much larger biological system? We're going to completely rethink the cosmos today. Not as this cold, dead machine governed by strict physics, but as a warm, breathing, and incredibly complex living organism. So what if the universe doesn't just look like a living organism, but actually acts like one? Seriously, I want you to imagine, just for a second, that our vast cosmos, with all its galaxies, dark matter, and massive expanding voids, is simply a localized digestive tract within some colossal, totally incomprehensible entity. I know, it sounds like pure science fiction, right? But the math and the structural alignments we're about to look at tell a remarkably compelling story. To kind of anchor this whole idea, let's take a look at this number, 39 trillion. That is roughly the number of microbes currently living inside the human gut. Now, think about the perspective of just a single bacterium residing in the dark, warm folds of a colon. To that microbe, its world is infinite. It knows the types of nutrients, the chemical gradients, the shifts in pH, but it has absolutely no idea it's inside a person. It doesn't know its universe is just a tube inside a creature that walks on two legs and reads books. It's just doing what it evolved to do. And this perfectly sets up the analogy for our own potential ignorance. What if we're exactly like that bacterium, completely unaware of our cosmic host?
Section 1. The Impossible Map.
So this entire radical shift in perspective, it actually started in the year 2048 in Chile. Dr. Alina Vance, a theoretical biophysicist, and Dr. Marcus Thorne, a senior cosmologist, were mapping the cosmic web at ALMA, which kicks off this wildly thrilling chronological journey we're going to follow. In 2048, Dr. Vance formulates her macro-micro-somatic hypothesis. Then, in 2051, a massive shift happens when a cosmic peristaltic wave is detected. And finally, the chilling climax in 2058, when humanity observes a terrifying cosmic immune response. Let's break down exactly what Dr. Vance saw on that impossible map back in 2048. When Dr. Vance superimposed a high-resolution simulation of the cosmic web straight over a microscopic scan of human intestinal villi, those tiny projections that absorb nutrients, the match wasn't just visual. The mathematical transport equations were literally identical. The fluid dynamics of the intergalactic medium matched the peristaltic flow of a human digestive tract down to the 7th decimal place. Where the cosmic web had these massive empty voids, the intestinal tissue had lumen, which are the empty spaces for digested food to pass. The architecture of the universe was perfectly mirroring mucosal folds. Okay, so if the structure matched that perfectly, what about the function? Well, look at the steps of nucleosynthesis. Just like gut bacteria break down complex carbohydrates that a human can't naturally digest, stars ingest simple primordial hydrogen gas. They then fuse it into heavy elements like carbon, oxygen, and iron, which are the exact complex chemical structures needed for life. And when that star dies in a supernova, it ejects these refined nutrients back out. We are literally synthesizing the nutrients that the cosmic wall absorbs. Under Vance's macro-microsomatic hypothesis, this means our entire Milky Way galaxy, with its 100 billion stars, is functionally just a single bacterial biofilm clinging to an intestinal fold. It's wild to think about, but what about black holes? Well, Dr. Vance proposed they're essentially lysosomes, or cellular waste chutes. They are these extreme regions where matter is crushed, completely stripped of its quantum identity, and broken down to its most fundamental components just to be recycled or excreted from our local universe entirely. Section 2. The Cosmic Peristaltic Wave. Now, a theory is a beautiful, sometimes terrifying metaphor, but obviously science needs data. And that data arrived in 2051, when the LUVAR-C Space Telescope detected a massive anomaly. Astronomers realized the universe's expansion wasn't this smooth, continuous stretch we always thought it was. It was actually a pulsating compression wave. Space was stretching rapidly in one direction and compressing in another. When Dr. Vance and Dr. Thorne crunched the numbers, they found that one full cycle of this wave takes exactly 250 million years. That's a cosmic galactic year, the exact time it takes our solar system to orbit the galactic center. If you adjust for the massive spatial scale 10 to the 26 power meters for the cosmos versus a 10-centimeter human gut, this 250 million year wave perfectly matches the timing of a single human peristaltic wave. The universe is quite literally squeezing and pushing galaxies along a cosmic gut. And this revelation, It completely flipped our understanding of known cosmic anomalies on its head. Take the Great Attractor, for instance. We always thought it was this mysterious gravitational force pulling thousands of galaxies at millions of miles per hour, maybe just a giant clump of dark matter. No, it is a major absorption junction, essentially a cosmic sphincter. We are flowing down a biological transport stream. Furthermore, the cosmic microwave background radiation isn't just the fading, cold echo of a random Big Bang. It's the baseline body heat of the host organism, the literal metabolic warmth of a living entity. Section 3. Humanity's biological role. So, if galaxies are basically bacterial biofilms and stars are metabolic enzymes, where do we fit in? Conscious, intelligent human beings. To figure out our role, we have to look at something called the enteric nervous system. In humans, this is the second brain embedded in our gut lining that operates totally independently to control digestion, detect nutrients, and respond to threats. Dr. Vance theorized that as civilizations grow and start emitting radio waves, harvesting energy, and manipulating matter, they link together. Collectively, the entire network of conscious civilizations forms a complex electromagnetic signaling web across the cosmic filaments. We're the active microflora. We act as the cosmic host's enteric nervous system, detecting localized conditions and protecting the local tissue, which means intelligence itself is just a developmental stage of the cosmic microbiome. Section 4. The cosmic immune response. Realizing that we're essentially just gut bacteria brings up a pretty terrifying thought. What happens when the host organism gets an infection or decides to cleanse its gut? Well, in 2058, Earth sensors detected an impossible, highly organized wave of high-energy plasma coming from a cosmic void. Moving at 99.9% the speed of light, it was a literal cosmic immune response, an antibiotic wave sweeping right through the intergalactic medium, and it was headed directly for the Perseus-Pisces supercluster, which is a region totally dense with starburst galaxies emitting highly structured radio signatures. To the host, that localized burst of artificial electromagnetic activity looked like a massive bacterial overgrowth, and the host responded. Entire galaxies were simply washed clean, their life-giving primordial hydrogen swept away in an absolute instant. This brings us to a crucial point captured perfectly in this quote from Dr. Thorne. We are completely at the mercy of a physiology we cannot influence. I mean, watching the Perseus-Pisces supercluster just get sanitized brought on this profound wave of existential dread. Our entire history, every dream, every civilization ever built, it could all be wiped out in a single involuntary metabolic twitch. If the cosmic host decides to take the equivalent of a galactic aspirin, we are gone. Section 5. The Great Galactic Feast. But, Dr. Vance actually didn't see this immune response as a reason to panic. In fact, this whole new framework allowed astronomers to completely reframe an impending event happening in our own cosmic neighborhood, the collision of the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies in about 4.5 billion years. Historically, we've always viewed this merger as a chaotic dance of gravitational destruction, right? But Dr. Vance reframed it as bacterial conjugation. Andromeda and the Milky Way are simply the two largest bacterial colonies in our local area. We aren't destroying each other. We are temporarily connecting to merge our metabolic databases and share genetic survival traits. And why? Because the host is feeding. A massive influx of pure hydrogen nutrients is currently being pushed toward the Great Attractor. This merger is just preparing our sector of the gut to reach peak metabolic efficiency so we can break down that massive meal and synthesize new life. Section 6. A living symbiosis. Over the following decades, this framework basically changed everything. Humanity stopped being so terrified of the dark void and actually embraced space exploration as an act of stewardship. We became active partners in the host's homeostasis. Which brings us to our final, pretty awe-inspiring thought. On her deathbed, looking up at the ribbon of the Milky Way, Dr. Alina Vance offered this truly profound insight. Every time we understand a little bit more of this beautiful living cosmos, maybe, just maybe, the host feels a little bit better too. We don't need the cosmic host to know our names. We just need to keep synthesizing, keep living, and keep learning. Because we aren't an accident in a dead machine. We are the breath, the heat, and the living heart of a grand, beautiful biology. So next time you look up at the night sky, ask yourself, what part are you playing in keeping the universe alive?
Please like and subscribe.